Week 3 in college football. First game I want to talk about is an interesting one, Ted. Texas Tech going to Raleigh to take on number 16 NC State. NC State is a 10-point favorite. Both teams head into this game 2-0. Texas Tech coming off that big win in double overtime at home against Houston, and they're now going to travel to take on the Wolfpack. So even though Donovan Smith is an extremely talented athlete at quarterback, man, he made some bad mistakes in that Houston game. Now, he ends the game. He wins it with the touchdown run, right? But 3 interceptions in that game, 1 for a pick 6. Bottom line, Ted, he can't make those mistakes in this game if they want to have a chance. He just can't.
Yeah, I feel like, they started off the season. Tyler Shuck won the job. This is more of a passing offense. He gets banged up. Donovan Smith takes over. Looks good in week 1. What was he, like 18 of 21, something like that in week 1? Looked really good. But as you play better defenses, it's going to be harder to complete some of those passes. And NC State's got a really good defense, really experienced defense. So I think they're going to really start to limit some stuff in the passing game, move the pocket, and feature the quarterback run and try and get him on the edge with some, some run pass option stuff. But it's going to be tough. NC State that's a really good football team. Going on the road is a different animal, especially for a fairly inexperienced quarterback like Donovan Smith. But they're linked to him. If he goes out and has a clean football game and makes some of those plays with his legs, they're going to be right there fighting in the end.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Zach Kitley, the offense coordinator for Tech, maybe gives him some easier throws, puts him in some better situations, allows him to use his legs a little more, because Devin Leary's not going to make mistakes. Right? I mean, he's certainly not going to.
6-year guy or 5th-year guy?
Yeah, he's old, man.
Yeah,
I mean, old. He's got that. But now he didn't exactly light it up against ECU in the opener, and that was a scary experience for all NC State fans. But the one interesting thing about this game, Texas Tech's defense so far has actually been pretty good. They've been really good against the run. So things could get interesting if that defense plays well. Also, Taj Brooks, man, he's been a workhorse for that Tech offense. So I think this is a really tough spot for Texas Tech. I don't expect them to win this game, but I could see them putting up a hell of a fight, man.
I think Tech needs this to be a low scoring, tight football game to where they can kind of play a little bit of tennis, move the ball, not get aggressive, punt it, let your defense play, continue to stop the run. If they get into a shootout and have to get aggressive with Donovan Smith, I think that's where they could get into some serious trouble. If I had to pick it, I would probably say the NC State wins it by 3. Tech has the ball late and can't make the plays to get down the field to win it.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple people that are, in that Tech program, and that QB competition wasn't close, apparently.
Yeah,
and the
Chuck
main reason
he's super accurate, big arm.
Yeah, understands coverage, and the reason that Donovan Smith wasn't, seriously considered was because he was turning it over quite a bit in practice. So we'll see if they can adjust, but that should be a fun game. Okay, moving on to the next game. Number 12 BYU at number 25 Oregon, and a line that will make you raise an eyebrow. The Oregon Ducks are favored at home by 3.5. So this is a tough spot for BYU, though, because you're coming off an extremely physical game, competitive double overtime game against Baylor, while Oregon, they had a get right game after they got dismantled by Georgia in week 1. However, I think BYU's got a big advantage at quarterback, because I think Jaron Hall is a better player than Bo Nix. So we'll see if BYU gets their top two receivers back for this game, right? Nakua and Romney. But I know Autzon's a tough place to play, but man, I can't unsee what happened to Oregon in week 1, man. But that is Georgia. BYU's not Georgia. I gotta keep reminding myself of that.
It's way too easy. It's way too easy because I personally believe, from what I've seen, BYU absolutely dominates the line of scrimmage and wins the football game. But I admit there's something that I'm not seeing. Is it the late night double overtime game against Baylor that has them, I think it's good whenever you're going on the road after something like that. I know it feels like a short week, but it feels like it's back to business whenever you're going on the road a little bit more. I don't know. It seems like, hey, I'm getting 3.5 and you're giving me BYU all day long. But I mean, I kind of feel the same way. It's like, it just seems too easy, right?
Right. And it's probably safe to assume that Oregon's got some more speed at the skill positions, but I assumed that last week with Baylor.
Yeah.
And BYU didn't give up any explosive plays.
What we said, you had heard that it was the fastest Baylor team that they've had since they've been there, right? With the GPS stuff in practice.
Yeah. So, I mean, you look at BYU, extremely physical. I like Chris Brooks in that running game. Listen, if that BYU defense, especially that defensive line, if they play like they did against Baylor, I would expect them to win the game, right? I really would. But I do think Autzen, I've never been there, but it sounds like it's a hell of a home field advantage. Sounds like that place gets rocking. One of the interesting parts of this game, or there's two interesting little facts about this game. BYU, now they didn't play Oregon, but last year they went 5-0 against Pac-12 teams. And also, BYU is getting paid $1.1 million to play this game at Oregon. It was scheduled back in 2015. It would not surprise me if BYU went there, collected their 1.1, gave them a nice ass whooping, and then went home.
Ooh. Give me that in $20 bills, please. Have it ready at the plane whenever we're leaving town. Hey, BYU, if they go beat top 25 Oregon on the road after beating, what was Baylor 10, 12?
9.
You got to start to take a look down that schedule and say, are we working with something here?
I think they absolutely are. And because they've got the opportunities, right? And I know Notre Dame kind of fell off the cliff after the Marshall loss, but
still a big name.
They play Arkansas. They play Notre Dame and Arkansas back to back. They've got Boise State. They've got Stanford. Like they can put together a college football playoff resume. They can.
Yep, I agree.
So we'll see, but that's going to be a fun game. Okay, last game I want to talk about. Number 13, Miami goes to College Station to take on somehow still ranked number 24, Texas A&M. And Texas A&M is a 5.5-point favorite there at Kyle Field. And did the odds makers just not watch the App State game? What's happening here? What's going on?
I don't know, but the betting public is all over Miami. All over Miami. And the betting public is wrong a majority of the time. This is another one. It seems too easy, right? Jimbo Fisher's lost it. Their offense is no good. Their quarterback is no good. Miami, they're working on something. They've got a fantastic NFL prospect at quarterback. It seems so easy, right?
It does. And the interesting thing is, Jimbo's out here talking about the possibility of giving up play calling duties. Like that's where we're at with A&M. But
yeah,
it's probably
everyone else is like, don't put my name on that trash. I don't want to call plays in your offense.
Yeah. But it's probably important to remember And I know talent alone doesn't win games, but Texas A&M's got more talent than Miami. They do. They got bigger, faster, stronger guys. And Miami actually played a pretty similar game to OU last week. Right? Got off to a really slow start, but ended up beating Southern Miss 30-7. This is a game I would never put any of my own money on, just because there's no way I'm trusting Texas A&M one way or the other. And Haynes King has just been, he's not been good, but this could come down to whether Miami can get Henry Parrish going in the run game, right? And I view this game being controlled by both defenses. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but college football is weird, man. How many times have we seen it can be so weird and so confusing. I think A&M's going to bounce back. I think they're going to win this game. Jimbo Fisher, for the love of God, get A-Chain and Anais Smith the ball in space. Give Haynes King some easy throws to those two guys and just let them be athletes, man. Please just give them some easy throws. That's all I'm asking.
I'm with you that I'm leaning A&M. But here's the thing. I think you'll know exactly how this game goes on the first offensive series by Texas A&M. If they punt, you know damn well that place is going to boo like crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And if that happens, you're already not very good quarterback is going to go absolutely in the tank. But if they can move the ball, score some points, get down into field goal range, kick a field goal, score a touchdown in the first series, I think that has a chance to totally take the pressure off. If this game was being played in Miami, I'd take Texas A&M and not even worried about it. I feel like this is one of those games where it's a bad thing that it's at home.
I think it's the best game of the weekend. I think it's the most interesting game of the weekend.
Is it a night game?
If you want to tell everyone how much you love Jimbo Fisher and what they do offensively, I can look it up. Saturday, 8 p.m. kickoff.
Nice.
Whoa.
That's awesome. Yeah, that'll be good.
I wonder if they're going to have any of those cult meeting things.
They're going to be extra weird on Friday night.
Those videos are, God, those people are not funny. That is so weird, man. Texas A&M people are so odd.